My videos don't look very good, and I think I need some more expensive equipment to make them look better. If this sounds anything like you, I'm here to tell you not entirely true. So I don't have the right tools to mount my phone to my tripod, but so I'm having to hold it. This is me filming with my Infinix Hot 10T, and this is what it looks like. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how you yourself can get something similar to this with whatever smartphone that it is that you have. Number 5 is very important. Our call to study for this video is from the book of Psalms 37 verse 16. Less is more and more is less. Number 1 is stabilization. How would you feel if this video was being recorded like this? Bad, obviously. Yeah, so you want to try and find a way to keep your camera steady. You can just lean your phone on a pile of books or something, you know, just keep it as steady as you can. No matter how steady you think you are holding it, by the time you're watching the video later, you'll see that it's shaky, you vomit. And if you have a little extra cash to spend, you can get a selfie stick, you can get a monopod. There are options out there to help you, you know, keep your camera steady. I'll put some links in the description below. Number 2 thing to consider is light, and God said, let there be light. Creation starts with light. Whether you're using the cheapest of phones or whether you're using a $20,000 camera, if there is no light, you will be surprised how terrible your video will look. This doesn't mean you have to now immediately start saving money to buy some of all these video lights. No, you can start with the light that's already available to all of us, which is the sun, or it can be the light that's already in the space where you are. What you simply now want to do is make sure that yourself or whatever it is you're filming is as close to that light source as possible. Well, a good example would be a window. You can film right next to a window. Even this video right now, I'm using a video light, but the light is very close to me. You would notice this with wedding filmmakers. Even with their proper DSLR and mirrorless cameras, you will still find them moving the bride and the groom close to the window, because one, they don't want to be carrying lights all over the place, and the light from the window is usually the perfect, you know, it's soft, it's big, it's pleasing. So you usually see them move the bride and the groom to stand right next to the window when they're filming them. The third thing you should be considering is your sound. Yes, half of the quality of your video is actually sound. If people cannot hear you clearly, or maybe where you are, there's some background noise, that the volume of the noise is a lot higher than your voice, and we're now struggling to hear what it is that you're saying, people will not be able to watch your video. It's almost like you're torturing them. But luckily for you, I have done an extensive video on how to improve the quality of your sound in the past. I will put the link right here and you can go watch it right now. I'll wait. The fourth thing we need to be considering is the actual camera on your phone and the settings that you should be filming with. Now, in your camera settings, we want to make sure that we're recording at least 1920 by 1080p HD. What this is this is something called resolution. The higher this number, the better the quality of our video. So for some of you might see a higher number on your phones. For example, 3840 by 2160. That means your phone can shoot 4K. 4K is better than HD, but just know that if you're going to be shooting at a higher resolution than HD, then you are most likely going to run out of phone storage a lot quicker, because the file sizes will be quite large. So if you know that you're going to be filming something for very long, let's say you're vlogging and you're going to be vlogging for like 5, 10, 15 minutes straight, then I would advise that you actually stick to HD. But if it's just going to be like maybe you are just taking some shots of some things, then you can switch to 4K for those ones. Secondly, the camera at the back of your phone has better quality than the one in front. You can use the one in front to like make sure your shot is fine and everything looks nice. But then when it's now actually time to record, you should now flip it so that you can use the one with the better quality. Most of these cameras have autofocus, so you don't need to worry about your shot being out of focus, or maybe the background is what is sharp and then you yourself are kind of blurry. Now obviously, because we flipped it, we can't really see what we're recording anymore, especially when we need to know that maybe you've run out of storage and your camera has actually stopped recording. It will happen to you. Just prepare your mind. You will record for like 10 minutes and you will realize that only 2 minutes recorded. Just prepare yourself. It will happen to you. So all you need to do is just get a small mirror or anything reflective at the back of the phone. That way you can see and monitor what's going on your screen without the screen actually facing you. You can also use screen mirroring apps. These are apps that allow you to connect your phone to either a TV or a monitor or a screen or whatever, so you're able to see exactly what's going on your phone on a screen. That way you can monitor it. There are a lot of options out there, but a few of them that are worth mentioning are Reflector 3, Team Viewer, and a power mirror. Now, number 5, I told you it's very important. Without touching anything, your phone camera is usually in something called automatic mode. You would notice that if you were to point your phone to somewhere that's a bit dark, the image will get brighter on its own. And then if you turn it back to where it's really bright, the image will get darker. That's great if you wanted to take one picture, but now we're doing video. So it's changing the brightness and the exposure all by itself. It's turning on your own. We don't want that. We want it to be consistent. We want to be able to set the exposure or brightness of the video and have it remain the same regardless of where we point it towards. So we can do this in 2 ways. One is to lock the exposure and sometimes focus using the default camera apps. When you point the camera in a place where you are happy with the exposure, if you tap the screen, tap and hold it again, it would lock that particular exposure, and then regardless of where you point the camera to, the exposure will remain the same. But then, like I said, that may not be the case with every phone, my phone included. Now you might want to Google how to do that with your own phone, but I would prefer you go with the second option, which is to install a third-party app, another application to help you control the cameras on your phone. I personally use an app called Filmic Pro, but some other apps worth mentioning are Moment and the DJI's Mimo app. Now, not all these apps are free, but trust me, for the amount of control that it gives you with your phone, I think it's very much worth the money. At least Filmic Pro. I don't know about Moment and the DJI, but Filmic Pro, for the amount of control that it gives you from a phone, it is definitely worth the money. Because Filmic Pro allows you to adjust the contrast, the saturation, the white balance. It gives you manual control of the focus. You even have an histogram to monitor your exposure. It really unlocks, it literally turns your phone into a mirrorless or a DSLR camera, really. Last but not least is composition. For those of you who vlog or do a lot of talking heads, kind of like what I'm doing now, you're talking to the camera. Composition is all about how we arrange the things in our shot. For example, I'm the subject talking to you now. Where am I? Am I in the middle? Am I in the left? Am I on the right? Okay, so now I'm in the middle. What's on this side behind me? What's on this side behind me? So part of what will make your video look good and interesting is also what's behind you. You need to pay attention to what's behind you. Don't just stand in front of one flat wall and think that your video is just going to look nice, or you stand next to one fire extinguisher or one very not good looking background. Okay, think about what's behind you. You know, try and have some interesting things behind you. You know, you can put a flower, you can put some lights, some picture frames. Just try and find some interesting things in the space that you have, and you know, try and rearrange them in a way that looks nice on camera. And one final thing worth mentioning, please try and keep the camera straight. Once someone sees your video and the camera is all bent up, instantly in their mind they already feel like, oh, this person is an amateur. You know, combine that with maybe your sound is bad, they will just skip your video. Whether you are their friend and they are trying to support you, they will skip your video, trust me. So a quick recap of everything that we've talked about. Try and keep your camera as steady as possible. Record in an environment that's quiet or has very little noise. Use a microphone when possible. If you're going to save up money to buy anything first, buy a microphone, not a new phone. Make sure your camera is not set to that automatic mode, make sure that the exposure is locked and the camera is not, and the brightness and the exposure is not turning on your own. And then finally, pay close attention to your background. Pay attention to your background and the things behind you. If you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this one. And don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you actually get notified when new videos comes out. Otherwise, you will not know when I've released a new video. All right, thank you and bye.